What's going on, everybody? Shri Kanase here. So how to crush competition on Google Shopping Ads. Now, with Google Shopping Ads or just Google Ads in general, there are multiple different moving parts and multiple things you actually have to get right. Many people just think that it's all about adding the product and then just putting up a random description with a random image and then running Google Ads to get that success. However, that is far from the truth. Not only does Google Ads require that you pay more attention to the overall product page, but it also requires that you make certain tweaks to your descriptions, titles, and images, including some insertions of SEO related keywords to really get the best result possible when it comes to crushing your competition and ranking higher than your competition. Because unlike with Facebook, it's all based on the effort you took before actually even running the ad. But by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how to crush your competition almost every single time with Google Shopping Ads. Without wasting any more time, let's just jump right into it. So the first thing you'll have to do in order to start crushing your competition is just to gently destroy that like button down below until it turns blue. I'll greatly appreciate it. Okay, hopefully you've done that. But when it comes to Google Shopping Ads, the number one and most important thing that you have to get right, of course, is the product. And this is true regardless of whether you use Google Ads or not. When it comes to Google Shopping Ads, specifically with the products, however, you want to make sure that the keywords that you're using for the product itself is relevant to what you're trying to sell. So basically what that means is if you're trying to sell a dog necklace, don't go out and find keywords related to the cat niche or the cat necklace niche and try to rank for them, because that is not relevant at all and you're going to end up just not getting any sales. But when it comes to specifically the keywords that you do end up ranking for and the pricing and everything related to that, here's what you want to be doing. When it comes to pricing, you want to match the lowest pricing of a competitor. But to show you guys an example of the first option right here, which is lowest price match with the same product, essentially what you guys will be doing is you guys will be trying to find the same exact product like these dropshippers have right here. So for example, it could be this one or this one, but for the pricing, make sure to match the lowest competitors' pricing. So for instance, within this section right here, we see various different prices all the way from $199 to just about $33, which looks like it's the lowest. In this case, you would want to find a similar product and sell it for this exact price, so $33.99 or $33.95 or something similar to that. But that is exactly what this first option is right here. And that is one way to kind of crush your competition, and that is by just doing a price match with the same exact product. However, there are some other things you'll have to get right with that as well, which I'll be talking about very soon. But the second option here is that you find a higher price, better quality product instead to sell. So for instance, if you go back to this example, we saw that one of the GPS trackers was $199. This one is $169. Obviously, these two look much different than these normal ones, and that is exactly what I mean when I say find a higher quality version. These are higher quality, and you can clearly see that via the image. So image here is clearly portraying the quality of the product, and image is really important for Google Shopping Ads. But because the image quality and the product overall is very high quality, they can easily charge $169, $199, etc. for a product like this, which is what this second section is even about. The third one is same prices or the average of your competitors' prices with a different styled product or just a different design of the product. So for instance here, instead of selling it for $33.99 or instead of trying to sell it for $170 or $200, what you would do is you would maybe try to find a mid section within all of these prices and sell it within that price. So we see $199 as the highest, $33.99 as the lowest. This guy right here did it perfectly. He just ranked it right in the middle of $80. So maybe I would try to find a different styled version of this GPS tracker, or maybe just a different product in general, and try to sell it for around the $60 to $70 mark, because that's right in the middle, about just the average of the top 5 competitors. And that's exactly what you want to be doing for this option right here. And when it comes to Google Shopping Ads, you want to be utilizing all of these ideas which I've mentioned here for different products, because with every different product, you're going to run across a different situation with a different amount of competitors and overall different auctions. So what this means is that you'll have to do a little bit of a better job at gauging exactly what you should be doing for each given product. Again, this will entirely depend on you and the type of product you have found, but just looking at these 3 sections is not enough. You have to combine that with the next most important thing, which is the images. Now, when it comes to the images, I like to follow a general rule of thumb almost every single time, and that is opposite of everyone else. This is literally ingrained in my head whenever I go out to find an image for a product. What that basically means is, for instance, if we go to this example product right here, which is the car mattress, we can see that majority of these photos right here are photos of the product within a car, meaning it's kind of like a lifestyle image. So if I see that, here's exactly what I would ask myself. I would ask myself, what can I do so that I'm doing the exact opposite of what everybody else is doing? So in this case, since everybody is doing a lifestyle image, the exact opposite would be this right here, a plain white background image with just the product in the middle. And what this lets you do is, if you look at all of these listings, they're simply blending in, but then this guy comes out of nowhere and his image is actually standing out despite being just a boring white background. Why? Because everybody else was doing a lifestyle image. We decided to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. And this is literally what I always do when choosing images for my products. And this is the same for the kids GPS watch we were looking at. Literally everybody here has a white background image. So what you can do is you can just come in and maybe find a real lifestyle image, and maybe even have an image of a child wearing the product to kind of emphasize the effect, because literally every single image right here is just simple white background. There's not too much going on. And what's happening here is, because of that, everybody is blending in. At this point, it's simply a price war game, because whoever sells it at the cheapest price is going to get the sale. Nothing is really standing out. But that is exactly what you want to be doing when it comes to specifically the images. And again, image is literally one of the most important things you can do for your product. So make sure to spend a little bit extra time on choosing the right image, because if you end up choosing the wrong image, you're just going to blend in with everybody else and you just wasted a lot of time adding that product to your store for no reason, because there's a very low chance it will end up selling. But image is not enough. You have to combine that with the perfect title. What do you do with the title specifically? So first things first, you of course want to focus the title on SEO rich keywords. SEO rich keywords are those keywords which not only relate to your product, meaning ranking for the keyword dog necklace if you actually sell a dog necklace, but also finding those keywords with high search volume. And by high search volume, I mean over 1,000 individually, but if you add all of the keyword volume up in total, it should be above 20 to 25,000. What you want to do with your titles in order to kind of beat your competition and rank at the very front is to basically have the higher search volume keywords towards the front, and the more filler kind of words with lower search volume, or just specific keywords which have certain types of specifications like 12 volts or 55 inches or 150 miles towards the end. Now, to show you guys an example, for instance, if we go to the car mattress product right here, we can see the first person ranking is a real brand. It's called Airweave. If we look at their title, they start off with a real brand name for their product. Usually if there's a brand name associated with the product, it has a very high chance of doing well. But along with that, if you look at these majority of these advertisers ranking towards the top 5 to the top 10, we can see that they have multiple different keywords on their title, which kind of emphasize the product, but are also SEO rich keywords. For instance, travel bed for car - portable air mattress. As you can see, this store right here emphasized more on the keywords, and they included both travel bed along with air mattress. This one right here is not something really that I would recommend doing, because they have the word China in there, which means it's getting shipped from China. People would know that. So slowly they'll start ranking towards the end. But the ranking depends entirely on the auction and the people searching at any given moment. Usually if this guy comes here, next time he may not even appear here. He may be all the way in the back. So every time it's going to be a little bit different. But if you do your proper SEO techniques, and if you watch the videos on my channel regarding SEO, you have a very high chance of ranking first. And usually the first person will rank first the majority of the times. But what we want to be looking at is the overall keywords these people are using that are towards the front compared to those at the end. And not every time will you be ranking towards the front. There's a lot of factors that go into that. But in general, just those advertisers with the SEO rich keywords, again, meaning the higher search volume intent keywords at the front, have a higher chance of ranking at the front. So you want to definitely be doing that when you're creating your own titles. But this brings me to my last point on the list to crush your competition, and that is your descriptions. I've already talked a lot about having the right SEO keywords within the descriptions, repeating it maximum of 3 times, and repeating it throughout the description, etc. So I'm not really going to go in depth into that. I have a lot of videos on that on my channel already, but I'm going to talk here about the images that you do use within the descriptions, or the main image section that you have. For the descriptions at least, you want to have image alt text for each image you use into the description, as well as the product section. Now, when it comes to the image alt text, here are the kind of SEO keywords I normally like to use inside the image alt text. You'll find a lot of these keywords via the Google Keywords Planner tool, but they include, for example, if we're trying to sell a printer, I would say printer for sale or best wireless printer. The keywords that include for sale or best are those that I include within my image alt text, as well as the product images section. Many people don't even know about this. They fail to include these keywords within these sections. And the best way to rank and crush your competition is by including these, because since not a lot of people even do this in the first place, it already gives you an extra step forward compared to your competition. And because you're ranking for an extra keyword, Google basically thinks of that as a good thing, because if you're ranking here towards the front, it's going to give you a better chance at ranking for the other keywords on your list as well. So it kind of brings you at a higher authority level compared to everyone else. So that's why it's really important to have these kinds of image alt text inside your images section. But this was my quick guide on how to crush your competition with Google Ads. If you found any type of value in this video, smash that like button and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.